Hey, let's find out what's going on with V of BTS. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? How are you, all my friends out there? And hello to Army, who I am so glad to hear you guys have been giving me requests, and I've been trying to keep on top of responding to all your comments and requests as much as possible because you guys mean so much to me, all of my subscribers and those who are watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And hit the like button if you're really enjoying these videos. It would mean a lot to me. Now, here on this channel, if you're new, we usually just kind of sit down and we share our thoughts and theories about, well, we dive into some of the mysterious and unsolvable here. And we try to learn these things through tarot and divination tools. Now, what I do here is I try and do at least one video a week, sometimes two. So hopefully that can happen. But I have not been able to do two because I recently just had, I have scoliosis of the bilateral sacroiliac joint, which is where the spine and the pelvis meet. It is mess. It is bad. And I haven't been able to sit or walk, basically, or stand. The pain. And this has gotten worse and worse over the last few years to the point where I am immobile. And I can't even lift my right leg up. And it's been very scary. I've been doing some physical therapy and I've noticed some changes. But I haven't been getting better. So I went in and got a procedure done at the hospital, an outpatient procedure, where they it's an injection which went through my booty, big old long needle, all the way to the pelvis and spine, and just hit it right smack into the bone. It hurt. I mean, yeah, they did numb it as best they could, but oh my gosh, you could feel the burn when they were pushing in the steroid to try and help heal the problem down there because it hurts. And so I have been recovering from that. Um, I am really hopeful this helps because I really don't want to have surgery. Now I do have to have another injection, and this time coming from the front. And I'm not even looking forward to that one. But I really appreciate my doctors. They are wonderful people, and I trust them, and I'm finally feeling like I'm getting help. So that's good, right? Thank you for, I know some of you have been wondering what's been going on. So that's what's been going on here. Um, but we're going to talk about, Kim Taehyung of BTS. Recently, Hiatus was announced, and the young men are out going and doing their own solo projects and growing up, learning, being able, to explore and do things that they haven't been able to do because they have been growing up and working like since 2013 they debuted, and it was years before that they actually all started training for a few years. I mean, it's been a long time coming for these young men, and they have achieved so much. They're very talented, very gifted, and I think they are changing the world in so many ways. And for the good, for the better, and they need to take care of themselves. And one of the things I kept seeing in previous BTS readings was needing to learn how to set boundaries for themselves, self-care, learning to take care of themselves healthier. K-pop, they have put you on such a strict regime, and it can build up insecurities about your appearance, your weight, and also the whole, they're almost put up on a pedestal where people want to picture them as being perfect, and they're not perfect because nobody is. None of us are. And they haven't been able to grow and mature outside of the industry of just training, dance, music, singing, performing, and they, I mean, live and breathe it. They did, and they worked so hard. And yeah, all this that they're getting now and awards and recognition, very much well earned, very, very much. And I'm very impressed with these young men. I love their music. I listen to it a lot. It's Dionysus is still like probably my favorite song. I just, I really like that one. But I'm glad that I was asked to do a reading that is not just for the entire group, but to do readings for each individual member, and that's what we're gonna do. I mean, I'm gonna get this series done for BTS, and to the one fan who BTS one army member asked me to do V first, and he asked me to do this, and I was like, well, they asked me to do this. I was like, who do you want me to ask? Do a reading on first, and their suggestion was V, so that's what I'm doing. Now, if you want to learn a little bit more about him and the astrology, his birth chart, his sun and rising sign and moon sign, and how that affects, how has that affected him growing up and his career, and how it's going to affect his career going forward in his life, stick around. But if you just want to jump ahead, get to the tarot reading and my psychic media reading, just go ahead. I have chapter links down below. I'm here to hook you up. So I'll see you in a bit. Well, thank you for sticking around with me. And yeah, we're going to be talking about V, who is known as Kim, who originally his real name is Kim Taehyung, and he goes by Tae often, and V professionally. He was born December 30th, 1995. He grew up on a farm, and he's the oldest of two. He debuted with BTS in 2013. Now, in the group, he's a singer and a dancer. His vocals, I find them sultry. He has this husky baritone, and he also has just this beautiful falsetto that I just love. His falsetto is just amazing, and his range is indeed very impressive. His voice, yeah. Now, as a solo artist, he has released 3 self-produced songs. Scenery, Winter Bear, and Sweet Night. Winter Bear, I've been listening to that a lot lately. Beautiful song. Very, very. You feel him, you just kind of get a feel of who he is. And he has said that his solo album should be coming out sometime this year. And so I think we're kind of looking forward, some people are looking forward to that. Right now, J-Hope is releasing his, and that's awesome. I like this guy so much. But yeah, so let's, and he's been kind of in the news. He has been traveling, and he was recently traveling with Lisa from Blackpink. If you're not familiar with Blackpink, well, a lot of you probably are. Blackpink, another great K-pop group. These women they are amazing. They're very talented. They're funny. They have a great energy also. And I feel kind of bad for them because I don't think the company that is, that they're signed on with are doing them justice right now. I think they kind of put everything on hold with COVID, and I don't really know what's going on over there. I'm really curious. I mean, the ladies are out there still going to different events. Like, this is what they were at. They were in Paris for an event for Celine. And V and Lisa traveled together with Park was his name, I believe. And they flew in a private jet. They went to Paris. They hung out at different after events and parties. They were seen having a lot of fun, swirling around, dancing on a pole, do pole dancing. No, they were not stripping. They were just pole dancing, okay? Now, some people are wondering if there is something going on between Lisa and V. Sometimes some people are wondering if it's Jenny and V. I mean, we don't... there could just be nothing there. They're just working together, and they have a lot in common because they have grown up in the K-pop industry and have reached heights of, millions of views and fans everywhere. So yeah, they kind of probably get along because of that. Let's get into kind of the astrology now. Being born on December 30th, his sun sign is Capricorn. I'm kind of familiar with Capricorns. My wife's a Capricorn. My son's a Capricorn. Yeah, and Capricorns rule the 7th house. And the 7th house is the house of our public image, which you see. And they're very, very much aware of how people notice them. They want to be at the top, to be the best, or they're not happy. It's like they are very aware of people and what they think and society, and they kind of want to be up there at the top. They also are known, and I see this in my wife, to work to the point of exhaustion. They'll just they have a work ethic that is really strong, but at the same time, it can be detrimental because you don't know when to stop and just take care of yourself. But the tendency, what I see, is working to exhaustion all day, and then at home, at the end of the day, just clear peace of mind. They want everything calm. They just peace of mind and clearness, and just relax and unwind doing something that's important or special to them, which could even just be playing a video game. Okay. Capricorns, they value structure. Everything they want. This is something my wife and I are like, see. They used to be, this is the way it should be. And so if it changes, it's like, what? No, why? Because you're not, it has to be this way. This foundation of them is their family and keeping everything in structure. It's, yeah. I see that a lot. And we're also, another thing is the rising sign. Now, rising sign is kind of more of your is who you really, really are deep down inside, that it doesn't always come out. The sun sign is what people usually see. And if you, with Aries rising, I am an Aries rising. I am an extreme introvert, okay? Extreme. But because of this fire sign, Capricorns are a cardinal sign, and it's an earth sign, so it's very, grounded things, very earth. But fire is like, fortunately, this is cardinal and not mutable, which is just chaos, pretty much. But Aries, being an Aries rising, we come across often as an extrovert, but no, honey, we're very much introverts. We can come across as being brave and strong, opinionated, and independent. Some people think there's a commanding kind of a presence, a leadership, and sometimes that presence can be intimidating. Aries are would be known as people who were like fierce warriors, because the ruling planet is Mars, which is the god of war. Interesting, eh? Here, I'll show you kind of the birth chart here. Now, the moon sign of Taehyung is Aries also. So there is a lot of fire. Aries is kind of very dominant in his character and personality. They're very enthusiastic, flexible. They are bold, but they can also be kind of reckless, impatient, domineering, and a little impulsive sometimes. So that's with his moon sign. That's kind of what you see with an Aries moon sign. Um, I think V has had sometimes will have some conflicts with members of the group, but this is kind of like doesn't like it, but has it happen, and it's normal. It's normal. It's okay. um, just for positive traits in a Capricorn sunshine would be they're very honest, they're honorable, strong-willed, ambitious. They can also become bitter and mistrustful, unfortunately. Um, yeah, that's not always, a great thing, but yeah, unfortunate to say the least. But with but they can turn that into something positive, and I think that's a strength. Having your moon in Aries, some of the positive things is very charming, intense. Some of the negative is they can be too childish instead of childlike. I think he really does come across, and he definitely you know, I would say an introvert, but has the ability to come out. He does care about people, but at the same time, it's those closest that he considers family are very, very important to him. Very important, and his family. Um, it's there's a lot of value. He puts a lot of value in them and wants to spend time with them and just cares. So that's a little bit about V and the birth chart. I hope you liked it. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna jump on into the tarot reading. So here we go. Hey, welcome back. Yep, we're gonna get into the tarot reading now. Um, Please keep in mind, I have to say this, that this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only. I will say that, hey, I've actually been doing pretty good with these readings, and especially with BTS lately. I will have the playlist, kind of a card linked if you want to find. That's all BTS readings, and yeah, you can see how things have been progressing. So let's see what we got here. If you're new here, you notice I probably got a headset on and you're like, what's going on? I am listening to music. It helps me center and get focused on the reading. I am listening on Spotify to my favorite BTS playlist. Oop. We have the eight. Oh, okay. Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Okay, I think it's a time of just appreciating all his hard work. And just kind of step back and kind of realizing, look at all of this happen. I've done all this hard work I did. I worked so hard, and see what's all happened. Okay. Oh, I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck. Someone's asked me about it. I got it off of Amazon. Um, so the Eight of Pentacles is that, work so hard and just kind of sit back going, yeah, wow, you know, realizing that. And it's also can be, I'm seeing just developing more new skills, or developing his writing, producing the music. I think there's going to be more of that coming. Because this can also be like, an apprenticeship, or learning new skills, or developing your skills further. And it's like, over here we have the Knight of Swords, and this is the fire side of him that we talked about with his Aries being so dominant. Just very ambitious. And thinking fast, he's able to come up with ideas, and he's got some that he's just very eager to show. And he's a little nervous because he's so hard on himself that it's not going to be good enough for Army. He's very talented. He needs to have a little bit more faith in himself. And then we have the King of Wands. And the King of Wands, this is that creativity. This is where we talked about in his birth chart. Very charismatic, very ambitious, a presence, and that's inspiring. And I see he wants to be an inspiration to others and see things improve and become better. In the whole K-pop industry, I really see wanting to somehow inspire other artists to, let's stand up, let's speak out and get treated better. I think there's been but he's got a project coming up. I am really getting excited. When I see these three cards together like this, it's going to be big. It's going to surprise people. There's going to be a lot of opening up of himself. There's something he's fed up with, I'm getting. Okay. I have the reverse. Ace of Pentacles in reverse here. And that's over his hard work. We talked about him being very spontaneous, impulsive. And this is where he needs to be careful, because he is really realizing maybe a little too excited to jump fast with the Knight of Swords to get going. I think he would want to have his solo album out already. But if he did that, if he rushes it, it's a missed opportunity for him. Don't rush it. Tay, look at me here. You watch this. Slow down and just feel the music, feel everything. Let this process, because it's going to be very rewarding. Here's the Seven of Cups, and this is looking at all these opportunities here. And he wants to know what his purpose is in this world. I think that's going to be a theme in his next coming. Oh, yeah, I'm getting... Yeah, in his next album, we're going to be, it's like, I've done this now. I've gotten to this far, and I have this family in the music, with the members of BTS, and but what about just me? Is it all, can I go out there on my own? And what is it that I should do? What kind of music should I be producing and being a part of? What endorsements? Should I get more involved with, like, when being like an ambassador of some kind, that kind of a, like when they went to saw President Biden, and when they're going to here and they're going there and just representing South Korea, they are doing a really great job of representing the people of South Korea. And I think he doesn't want to let his nation down either. It's like he wants to do good and be that good representation. And there's like this balance of trying to figure out, yeah, here's the Wheel of Fortune, of letting loose what is okay without going too far. He's at this point where things have always just been rigid, this, and it's a little scary learning that the world is not so rigid. And the structure that he's grown up in, and now, and almost feeling lost without the structure. And like, without structure, how am I going to, he needs to create his own. And in that, create time for himself. The Wheel of Fortune. This is great. And it's right over the inspiring, the King of Wands here, the leader, this, and I really see, with this, he's got so much good karma built up. He is going to succeed. I know the Army member who asked me to do this reading was wondering, yeah, it's going to be, he's got a lot of good karma. He is definitely destined to do great things. And I think he's learning the responsibility of having this kind of power. And it's not going to be easy. A little rough road. I see a little bit of a rough road. Ten of Pentacles. And this is over his career that we were looking at here, where he's been and feeling kind of held back, maybe wanting to move faster. But you got the Ten of Pentacles here at the end. That's like fucking amazing, okay? Because those Ten of Pentacles, you succeed beyond what anyone could have expected, and yourself. It's long-term success we're seeing, and success financially, and in whatever he's going to do, whatever he touches. He's developing a legacy. And this is exciting. Such a positive reading, Three of Cups, collaborating here. Okay, so when he's wondering, where should I be? There's going to be collaborations. With the Three of Cups, we see collaborating, doing very creative things with making other friends in the industry, and doing more works a lot. And I think it's going to be powerful. The connections that he's going to be making are going to be really good for him and those he collaborates with. I see him also getting very close to someone in BTS to collaborate. They might have had some conflicts, but I'm seeing that they realized together they could really do something big. I almost want to say Jungkook. It's kind of there's something. I I wonder what it's gonna what's gonna happen. This should be interesting. I'm really curious. I see healing of a friendship. Okay. Now here is the high priestess. She's reversed and she's over the wheel of fortune. You're like, reverse cards don't mean bad things. Okay, first of all, a lot of times it's a warning of what could happen. This is, but what we're seeing is he's an introvert. Okay, even though he comes across fiery and maybe sometimes come across as an extrovert, he's not. He that the fire signs make give you people this idea that hey, I'm going to be out there. He is going to be withdrawing. There's going to be some of the success is going to be he might feel a little overwhelmed and need to just kind of withdraw. Needing to disconnect. I see him on a beach, just alone, watching the waves crash, hitting the sand. I see this an inspiration, a moment coming through. There's secrets that he's worried about coming to light about his personal self because he's insecure about being judged. He shouldn't be afraid. He's loved by many. And those who trash him, just that they're not worth it. And they're outnumbered. Here's the Page of Swords. And this is like this young energy. I see him wanting to pursue learning more about how to do something. I'm seeing it producing others' music. I see him learning more. Yeah, because like I said, this is also an apprentice card. Well, this is young, new ideas going forward. That thirst for knowledge and being curious, wanting to try different things out. And with him being impulsive, that could be interesting. Let's see here. Oh, Tay Tay. You're so... All right, the Hanged One. Okay. Now, this is one of these cards where he's going to realize, him being that Capricorn, things have always looked at a certain way, and with the Aries, the fire, always want to go, go, go. He needs to pause and actually start looking at things from a different perspective. And I think dealing with relationships with other people, realizing, hey, I need to be more aware of others, and they may not be seeing things the same way I do, and that where some of his conflicts come from, not being able to, not because it's like blinders sometimes, the focus, and that focus though is what also drives to success when you're working. But if you need this relationship, you need to also step back and look and listen and try and see things from a different view. I think some of his beliefs are going to be challenged. And it's gonna, I think, where we see him wanting to be secluding, it's withdrawing is to think, because it's almost like I've always believed this is how things are in the world. This is what I'm supposed to do, but things aren't always, it's like I'm learning more. I'm seeing there's more. Yep, here's the Four of Cups and it's reversed. Now, you see the person, she looking one way and there's stuff in the back not paying attention to, and it's in reverse. So what it's like, needs to learn to accept help. They need to, and this card is also about retreating, withdrawing, and there's a theme here you're seeing of this withdrawing. That's why he needed to slow down and not. I think J-Hope came out before his project. I think he kind of wanted to be first, and get it out there. He might have felt like he was being punished, and it's not a punishment. There's a time and a place for everything. And sometimes if you want things to happen right away, real fast, and that's very impatient. There's an impatience that he has, and he is being taught slow down, be patient, look at things differently, and it's going to enhance whatever he does. Music, art, maybe even some acting. I kind of see that could definitely go in that direction. 5 of Wands. There's going to be a conflict, because he's very competitive. So there's going to be some disagreements that he's going to be having. His ambition could drive him to cause maybe some conflict, and that's something he needs to keep checked. It doesn't always have to be your way. Oh, here's the 5 of Pentacles and it's reversed. Whoa, is there another card? Okay. No, these are just thick cards. Wow. Like, normally when you have the 5 of Pentacles, this is a very poverty, lack my isolation, worry, but this is reversed. So this conflict, this is a recovery here. And yeah, there's just going to be recovery. And he might have lost some money. It's going to come back. But a lot of this is, he also needs to attune himself spiritually. I think his spiritual beliefs or maybe perhaps lack thereof, are being a little challenged. And he's going to this whole withdrawing and learning, and it's going to show up in his music. There's this growing he's dealing with. And it's like pruning a tree or your vines. Like we prune down our grapevines in our backyard here so that it hibernates for a while in the winter, and then they grow back and it all comes back. But you trim it down so that it can just blossom and just very delicious, tasty grapes. Here's the Magician. He is afraid he doesn't have what it takes. And that could hurt him. And he could miss opportunities if he doesn't realize he does. He really does. This is him. There's a fear. And oh boy. Not planning well enough. Wanting just to get it done. It's stopping to do some planning, and that's what's going on with his album. That stopping getting some planning. I think remember when I mentioned something about acting? That's what I'm seeing. When he starts realizing he has everything, he has talents that he has not gotten into much. He hasn't invested enough in, and this is something he should look into because it's cool. Everything in these cards are saying is going to succeed. The only thing that would hold him back is the things that I saw with being impulsive, not planning well enough, conflicts with people or in corporations, you know. I see that. I want to pull out some other cards here. I'm going to do an oracle deck here. I've been starting to use this one oracle deck, and I think it's gorgeous. And I want to see if I can pull out a few cards here for him. The cards are thick, okay? It's like, okay, so Snow White, this purity. I see what's going on here. And this is something that I was wondering. Because he's afraid of his image. But the same, you know, what could happen? That childlikeness is here. And his virtues are strong. It's like feeling betrayed, he's been betrayed by somebody, but it didn't destroy him. Instead it was learning to trust again. And we see here, he's got to realize that any kind of rejection he gets from anybody, it's not going to change him. It's not going to hold him back. Comes across very trustworthy and loving. Does he have any pets? I can't remember if he does, because he probably should if he doesn't. This card means that he will survive some very great tests. And when I saw in the cards with having to learn to slow down and not be so rigid, not too spontaneous and impulsive, learn to plan and take time. These are these tests, and he's going to get through. It's not going to be easy. I'm not saying, it's going to be able to fly by, but he's going to get it all. And all his kindness, like I kept seeing all this karma. His karma is so strong, good karma coming. And it's going to be rewarded. All that he's doing for others also, and just being helpful to everyone around him, that is going to shine. Yeah. I see somebody in his life. Get this feeling here. Hold on. I'm gonna just. There's like this need to nurture someone. I'm thinking in his family, his sibling, younger sibling, and protective. Um, but there is somebody who longs to be loved, accepted, and his image of what people think when of who he's with is concerning to him. Um, he doesn't want to let people down. It's been embedded on him. You can't date. You got to have this image so that people will like you. Because if you're single, then fans can fantasize about you being with them. You know, and strongly not wanting to disappoint Army because he wants to experience love and date someone. There's someone he does want to explore a relationship with, and there's fear of what's going to happen. There is like, I keep saying this with him, and even he doesn't want it to distract from his solo project either. And he doesn't want the focus to be on his relationship and distract everyone looking there instead of seeing what he's doing, his music and his dancing and music he's going to be producing. I think he doesn't want anything to take away from that focus. He wants to be able to have a life where here I am for you fan, I'm on present, I'm providing, I want to entertain you and bless you and inspire you. But at the same time, I want to have things that are kept private and personal to me. And that's where I think we all need to respect that. Respect the other side of him and his need to explore love and family. He really wants a family. I think he wants to have a family. And he doesn't want it, it doesn't want, yeah. He doesn't want to be too busy working because he knows that he can be very strong willed and determined when it comes to working. And we discussed this. He's afraid of not having enough time for family and love. And that's just something he's getting out. This hiatus is a growing time. Learning to have boundaries, learning to create a balance in his life so he can have all these things that he really wants. And he's going to succeed. He's going to be successful. He's going to find love. And I think what's important is Army, we need to make sure he knows that we're going to support and love him as long as he's happy. And he doesn't need to be afraid. All right, I think I'm done with this, and I hope you have enjoyed this reading. I really enjoyed doing this. I have had a lot of fun. It's kind of nice not going into missing persons and murder all the time and spooky stories. It's nice to do something more uplifting, and yeah, I enjoy it. So if you haven't yet already, please like and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Comment down below, who do you want me to do next? Should I put a poll up on the community page and you guys vote which member to do next? I'm also going to, in between these readings, going to be doing some of my other readings. I've gotten a few requests for a certain case that something happened in India, and it was, wanting to know if this person did take their own life or not. And it's real intriguing. There's different things that I'm researching and learning about because you guys are bringing it to my attention. Thank you. And I will be, presenting these things in videos soon. There's so much I want to do for y'all. I'm also writing a web novel. See, I love web novels. I love manga. I love manhwa. I just okay. I love anime. I grew up watching Robotech, the Macross Saga, when I was like in high school when it came out. Oh, and I also grew up with Voltron, and when now I see like remake of it, I'm like, remake? What? Yeah, I'm feeling old. Yes, I was born in 1972, folks. I am old. I don't look as old. I don't look 50, but I really am. But I haven't lost my passion for these things. And so I have written a web novel. It's almost completed, and you can find it on Tapas, Wattpad. Check it out. I have the links down below. It's called Breaking the Heavens. This is in an alternate universe where there is a race of people whom are descendants of angels and demons who have had children with humans. And yeah, it's also, they're the main character, the protagonist. He is very wealthy. He's a CEO, and he was adopted, so he doesn't know who his parents really were. And it's a big mystery. And there's a lot going. There's a lot of adventure. There's romance, and it's LGBTQ friendly. Let me tell you, I'll warn you right now. If you do not like same-sex relationships or anything, just avoid it, okay? But, I'm queer here. You didn't know. Anyway, folks, I love you all. I do. I love doing these videos for you guys. Thank you for watching them. And please share these videos with others. And watch the playlist if you want to know more about BTS, which I've been doing. I love you guys. And remember, be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. I'll see you next time. Bye.